I'm thrilled at the opportunity to compete for a college cup. I think I don't know. I think we've got a team right now that is filled with belief and confidence and hungry for more. So it's been an awesome season, but we're not content. We want to come home with the college cup.
Great, thank you, Coach. And then just a reminder to the media in attendance, just use that raised hand function and I'll call it on you. And then when I do call on you, if you could just say your name and affiliation. All right, Tom, we'll start things off with you.
Hi, Coach. Tom Hindle with Top Draw Soccer. Good to see you again. I'm just curious. You've obviously been to the College Cup as a coach before as an assistant. What have you learned from those experiences? I mean, you're no stranger to big games, but obviously on this stage, what have you learned maybe as a coach? And how does that apply, do you think?
I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I think for us, we want to treat it like every other game. We want to not get too caught up in gosh, we're playing for a semifinal or playing for a final or whatnot. Kind of how we've approached every game this year. No matter who our opponent was, we tried to treat every game the same and every opponent the same. So for us, we want to go in with with the same confidence and the same belief and the same respect that we've shown every opponent so far. So we're not looking at this as a semifinal match. We're treating it like we have every other game.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, next we'll go to Will.
Hey, Coach. Will Miller with the Crimson White. And I want to talk about this group's experience. You've returned all the starters this season, and now that you're on this stage, just how important has that experience been, the growing of confidence and the playing tough teams in tough environments?
Yeah, I think it's been huge. For us, when we started this season, it wasn't as if we were trying to introduce, a bunch of new pieces into the puzzle. And, we pretty much came back with the team from last year and a team that was, filled with confidence from the way we ended last season, as well as how we ended the spring season. So I thought that was pretty big that, that we started the season with confidence and with a lot of returners. And, I think without question, it's helped us along the way.
All right, next we'll go to Mason.
Hey, Coach, Mason with Bama Central. To kind of piggyback off that question, the biggest ability that you guys have had this season is availability. You haven't really had too many injuries. Just what is it like knowing that you had your entire roster, knock on wood, without any real serious injury issues? Yeah,
we have had a few injuries here and there. I think the difference between us and maybe some of the other teams is we don't talk about it a lot. I watched a lot of broadcasts this year. We'll watch a lot of games this year where they kind of harped on the injuries they've had and the players they had unavailable. But I think the difference from us is we just moved on. We've and here I am saying we haven't talked about it. But I mean, we lost the starting center back the day before preseason started. One of our starting forwards right now, Kate Henderson is not available to us and hasn't been for the last few weeks. So I think for us, certainly it is great that we've got a lot of players available, but we've had injuries, but I think we've dealt with it in a way where, we just move along and not try to come up with excuses or put that in our players' heads that, oh man, we're missing this player or that player.
All right, Jake.
Hey, Coach. Jake Stansell here with WBRC. My question for you is just, I know this is new territory for the Tide, but have you once thought what it would mean to win a college cup for this program?
Oh God, it would be massive. And I think for us, the great thing is, I think what we've already accomplished is pretty damn impressive. Prior to this year, we had 0 All-Americans ever at this university. I got to believe that we'll have a few after the end of this season. Prior to this year, actually prior to last year, we'd won 0 NCAA games. Our first ever NCAA win in the NCAA tournament was a year ago when we knocked off Clemson, and here we are now in the College Cup. And so I think everything we've done so far has been groundbreaking for this program and pretty darn special. But So from here on out, I think it's all icing on the cake, but God, it would be massive to win that College Cup. And, for this university, I think it would be pretty darn special. Had never won an SEC championship prior to this year, and we won the SEC championship. I've been talking to a couple coaching friends of mine throughout the country, and I think it would be a cool statement. You look at who's in the NCAA College Cup right now with with Florida State and all the history and success they've had. Obviously Carolina with all the history and success, and UCLA, and for Alabama to come home with the championship, and just to show other programs out there and other people out there that it's possible. I think it would be a pretty cool statement.
All right, Kip.
Hi, Wes. Kip Coons with Pressbox View. I'm curious to know what has Ashlyn Sorupka brought to your team?
Yeah, Ashlyn's been awesome. She's in case you guys don't know, Ashlyn is our volunteer assistant coach that joined us kind of middle of spring. I think anytime you add new people to your staff, you get new ideas, new perspective. So for Ash, she's a female in an all male staff, right? My other two assistant coaches are male. So, she brings a female perspective. She brings even though we were all players, it was a long time ago before I actually played the game. And so, for Ash, she's a little bit closer to her playing days. And not only that, she played in the SEC. She was successful in the SEC. I don't remember all of her accolades off the top of my head, but I believe she was an All-American or close to it, coming from University of Arkansas. So I think for her to be able to relate to our players and maybe provide them with different perspective, I think was massive. And then, she played for Colby Hale, who, different type of coach, different managerial styles. And so just again, to bring a different flavor, I thought that was, it's been one of the many keys to our success.
Michael.
Yeah, Wes, just style wise, how do you guys match up with UCLA?
I like the matchup. I think, clearly a very, very, very talented team. UCLA is loaded with talented individuals. They play, a nice, attractive brand of soccer. For us, and I have no issue saying this because I don't think it's secret or anything like that. I mean, we're gonna come at them and we're gonna press them and we're gonna try to make them feel uncomfortable and see if they can deal with it. But on the flip side of that is, we're a team that also likes the ball. So even though defensively we're pretty scrappy and in your face, when we get the ball, we're not afraid to hang on to it and connect passes and hopefully have some possession in our attacking half. So I do think it should be a good game, but who knows? Under the bright lights of the NCAA semifinal, I don't know how much nerves will play into things and whatnot. But I'm anticipating a good soccer game.
Okay, we'll go with Mason, then we'll wrap things up with Carter. But Mason, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, before you hopped on, Brian Pinsky talked about his time at Tennessee and the relationship he had with you, and you guys have both had time in the SEC. Just talk about your personal relationship with Pinsky and how it's cool to kind of see both of you guys having success.
Yeah, it's awesome. Brian's a great guy and a good friend. And I think it's important, for at least for me, I guess, just to have colleagues, in the game. Mark Krikorian is another guy that I talk to almost on a daily basis. But there's a handful of coaches out there that I try to speak with regularly, and whether it's just to vent, whether it's to bounce ideas off each other, whether it's to for one reason or another, and he's been that guy for me where I can call him, I can ask him questions about his team and what he would do in this situation, or just different ideas that he has, and then or just to be able to talk to after a tough loss or a tough game or something like that. But a great guy, and I wish him all the success in the world, unless we play him on Monday.
Carter.
Hey, Coach. Carter Carls of the Tallahassee Democrat. Just following up on that, I wanted to ask how different stylistically this Florida State team looks like to you compared to some of, Mark Krikorian's teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's similarities and differences, and I haven't watched. I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched a ton of Florida State. I've seen them play 2 or 3 times. I try not to look too far ahead of our opponents. So but in the little I've seen of Florida State, I think they still have very talented players, and they still look to they still look to at least from the games I've seen, they seem to have a lot of the ball and a lot of territory, and I know Brian or any coach wants to put his own twist and own flavor on things, and I'm sure he's done that in ways, but to compare them, I don't know, but probably not really fair for me to comment on all the differences I've seen.